Crypto Nation and mining family, what's going on? I'm Nemesis if you're new here, and this is my home dog, Crypto McKell. What's going on, everybody? Yo. We got some awesome people up in his house.
Yep.
Also, we got Crypto Bedell. We got Jason the Tiger Osborne. We got the high-speed miner. What's up? What's up? We got Jeffrey Harrison. What's going on? We got John Germain. He's got rain in Arizona. Man, I was just talking about that. Where I got just enough rain to make it humid outside. It wasn't even enough to say that I watered the lawn. What's going on, Golden Wolf? And what's up, Thomas Tron? And Gordon, what's going on? Unknown Crypto.
Hey, it's an unknown crypto.
Right. What's up, everybody? Smash that Lizzie like button. If you're new here, subscribe. You know, we'll just drop them
tornado warnings.
We got knowledge on you. You just
Stay
had
safe, buddy.
You had
Not
nader
me.
warnings.
Not yet.
In
Not
Michigan?
yet.
Wow.
It's crazy.
I
John Germain said it's raining in Arizona. That's strange, especially right now.
Right.
Weird stuff going on, man. If tornadoes up there in Michigan, raining in Arizona. Jeez, what's going on, man?
Ralph, you got to stop biting that chocolate bar that brings you to the top of the mountain.
Heck yeah, he's having fun, man.
Right.
Living life.
It's like, I just bit into this peppermint patty. I feel like I'm on top of the mountain. Get to the bottom, crack, right back up. Damn it!
Gross. That's gross.
Damn, unknown. Yeah, 3 of them around you. Be safe. Damn.
For real, be safe, please.
Right. Take shelter.
I know. I'm Oklahoma.
Right.
There's tons of tornadoes in Oklahoma. Tons of them. So be safe, dude.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you know, if you have tornadoes frequently, you know. I mean, at least we do. We usually stand outside and watch. It's true. It's a true statement. Anybody ever wonders if that was true, it's true.
You see, out here, they are super rare.
Yeah, so if they're super rare, you would hear about it and you would hide because you don't know what to expect. Here, I just, watch. It's like continue watching TV as long as you can. You can grab his pew-pews, so he's good there. And he just sat there. We usually, people at Oklahoma, they just go outside and sit on the porch. Watch it. Because you'll hear it.
The first time that we had like
nighttime tornadoes, man. Those are the scary ones because you can't see those ones too
right. And that was like my first.
You see those
encounter.
by the power flashes.
Yeah.
Them hitting the power lines. That's how you see them.
So we had one that was like
Crazy
like this is going back like 25 years, 25 maybe 26 years ago, somewhere around there. So I'm basically back in high school. And it was nighttime, sirens go blaring off, power started flickering a little bit. That was about all that we had, and it turned out that we had cloud rotation, no funnel, but we were experiencing microbursts.
You gotta see this.
Microbursts are pretty gnarly too.
Wicked, man. Tornado skies are the best skies, man. They're so pretty. So much destruction. Brings such a pretty sky every time.
And then the last time that I saw one, it was a few years ago, and it was like probably a mile away. So like every time a crack of lightning would happen, as soon as I see a little crack of lightning, I would see the top section of the tornado going down. I'm like, oh wow, there it is! Holy cow! That's the closest I've ever been to one. It was like dead. As soon as that tornado came by, man, it was dead silent. All you could hear was the sirens, dude. And, like, no wind. It would, like, all of a sudden just, like, eye of the storm. And then you see this tornado going by, and I'm like, wow.
Well, really scary.
Right? And I'm like, you just keep going that way. We're good to go.
Peter tottering on the edge of it. Bro, so, two things.
Uh-oh.
As soon
It's
as I
serious
find...
now. It's serious now. We're getting
It
into
is.
the meat and potatoes now. Is
Crap.
I mean, should we just call mining being dead now?
Totally dead.
Yeah, it's dead. It's dead. It's gone. Sell your GPUs, guys. Just like Voscoin was saying, you know.
That was a good video.
Yeah, it was.
Love it. I love it. I'll keep mining.
Right.
More profits.
Mm-hmm.
We close the window now. You're fine.
Unknown. I'm gonna delete that comment because I'm gonna buy everybody's GPUs. I'm GPU Jesus, and GPU Jesus will
save all the
will
GPUs.
save all the GPUs. Every last one of them. I don't even care if I've got to ask my neighbor for an extension cord to his house.
Talked about it this morning on Livestream.
Wow, what you trying to pull up?
There we go. Alright. I just had to dig them back out of the depths of... I don't have screen sharing.
The one time
Mister,
I don't.
you know, whenever I should have been streamer, you know what I mean? Didn't do anything.
Because
There
you
you go.
didn't say that you were going to
There you
share
go.
anything. Gotta warn a buddy, warn a homie.
This guy gets this guy. Alright. So can y'all see this lovely screen? Alright, so I talked about this to you yesterday. So without pulling the dies apart, I have figured it out. Thanks to GPU Z. Alright. So originally we got my original 3060, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this is what I currently have in my main PC. Same thing that the boxes for my 3060s have. Is this 3657, which is a version 1. Release date was January 12th, beginning of the year. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So there is the version 2, which is an LHR version, which changes this last number goes from a 7 originally, right here, so we have 57 to a 56, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that is the identifying with just the 3060, because on the other EVGAs they changed the last letter to an L for the LHRs. It's KL for LHR. The 3060, they did not do that. They left it the same, but they left this number different. So the box that I have reads it as a basic version 1.
Yep. You can't tell from the
3060.
box, and then whenever you go to
Well,
buy them,
from the box, it tells you on the box, at the very top of the box, it tells you for these, it says this number right here on top of my box. Both of my boxes that I own, because I own two 3060s. So here is my main GPU, right? The main one that I have, which is a 3657 device ID, right here, right? So then we switch to the second GPU that I have. I'm gonna watch that. Boom. 3657. 5, 6.
Yep.
Right there.
And
which is a LHR 3060. I mean, I was pretty sure this whenever I booted up dev drivers, and it was like, Microsoft Display Adapter. I was like, what? I don't think so. So once I updated my drivers, it was like, oh, hey, look, now we see it. Now all of your hash rates half of your hash rates belongs to us. I was like, oh. But yeah, totally an LHR card.
Yeah, but I mean, from your box, from the outside of the box.
Yep.
When you go onto the website to go buy it, you are not going to see a difference.
I mean, technically.
Because they're going to use a generic stock photo, and they make sure that it doesn't show that portion.
Oh, so for sure. They didn't change
no, you have
or anything.
So if you're
but
ordering,
they didn't change the label on the box. That's the main thing. Is that the box says it's one thing, but really it's not.
Because they're not
technically. My box and my card don't match. They don't belong to each other because my card has a different product.
Because they weren't supposed to be. Box. They weren't supposed to be making a version 2. Crap. Is what it is. There wasn't supposed to be a version 2, and now they're trying to sneak these ones in, basically dictating what you can and can't use your product for. I mean, it was funny
that this came out a couple days ago, or whatever. It's talking about NVIDIA's and clear about AIBs making GPUs gimped for mining.
Yeah.
The card that they talk about in specific is the 3060. Because it is the number one culprit. Because they don't specify the difference.
No.
Especially the VGAs.
Yep.
3060.
They will use the same box because they don't care.
We already made all these boxes. We're not going to make them.
Right. They're not going to throw them out midway through. That's stupid. So what they should be doing is they should be taking
print a stupid sticker to slap on the
they shouldn't be printing them with the numbers on there if they want to be this sneaky about it.
Right.
I mean, just cut to the chase and just don't show the product information so people are blindly buying stuff.
One thing I did note, just from doing this, being, if you look at this, they're changed.
Yeah, they're big time.
So even though, and I've noticed this, that applying the same overclocks to the same exact cards, not really the same cards, but to the 3060s, the version 2 actually hashes a little bit more than the other one at the same clocks. And its clocks are higher. Which I find strange. Is that they're both gimped. Originally my first one wasn't gimped. But now they're both gimped, and the other one's clocks are higher, whenever you look at it on here on Precision. Not right now, of course, because neither one of them are under load, but when they're both overclocked, you can watch it right here, is higher. Or what the same clocks, I don't know. It's weird. Strange card. Kind of mad, kind of upset.
Yep.
It's okay.
And people really should be, because what they're doing now, and it's, I could be wrong.
It's bamboozled.
I could be wrong with it, but so because you're noticing that the other one, the second version, is hitting harder. Right. So if you really think about it, there's only one restriction on the card, realistically, for performance, not hashing wise.
Right. Ergo is also limited.
Power. So if I move the power table up a little higher for, let's say, the memory modules, because So let's say, and
I cannot
I've
play with this card at all. Like if I move my clocks around too much, dude, it'll hard crash like bad. And it's card number 2.
So I have talked to a few video editors, and they're talking about that they're having they took the 3080 Ti out of their computer and went and exchanged that for a 3070 non-Ti, because the 3070 non-Ti was actually, because the memory was unlocked for like video, and a lot of it's rendered in video in the memory. So it was like they were noticing that it was fast still, but the 3070 was just unlocked basically.
Original 3070.
Yeah, it was unlocked, so he had no issues with it. And I almost want to sit there and put together like an editing rig real quick, and I want to fucking test to a 3080 to a Ti, and see which one physically will render faster.
You need to procure yourself a LHR 3080 as well.
Yeah. I almost don't want to do that, though. It's such a waste.
You sell it when you're done.
Oh, God, that's time now. Ugh. I'll end up just hashing on it. You know that. You shall not be blurry.
Whatever.
That's what happens.
I'm mining helium, yeah.
I know a bunch of people that are mining helium.
Yeah.
As their market is now being flooded with miners now.
Starting to, right as mining, the consensus rewards are going away, and you're just getting paid on like witnesses, which is pretty funny. Sucks for people that are just now getting into it, though.
Oh yeah.
There's people that have been like waiting the whole fucking time. So, this camp on one of the Crypto Age mining forum, right? A PCIe MX 3.0 adapter for 1x slots. That's cool.
Yeah.
What I don't understand, like as we talk about, like, here's an example. Here's a 1070 mobile graphics card with 8 gigabytes of GDDR5, right? 1070, dumbed down. Here's your slot that you can slot it into.
Yeah, custom PCB on it. Yeah.
Well, it's a mobile.
Right.
It's a mobile GPU. So, which is cool, but where's the power? Even if it's a 1070, it even mentions here like that it recommends putting it into a riser to give it power, because it needs power. Like,
so, okay.
Which means you're only gonna get 75 watts out of it. So no matter what card you put in here.
So, a lot of people don't realize this.
Right?
A lot of people don't realize this, but that by one actually does give power.
Well, yeah.
I mean, if
you're only going to get 75 watts,
right,
max, from the 16x that you plug it into rail, or 1x rail that you plug it into on your PC, you're only going to get 75 watts. So no matter what card you put in here, is what I'm getting at. Like, it's going to be like terrible hash rate. In my thoughts, this right here, I would assume, is where you would add an 8-bit plug, because this looks
where you can add in additional consistent power. Yes, because that is acting as a riser. That is 100% acting like a riser.
Do that. That is 100% I would do.
Mm-hmm.
Even with putting this in a riser. actually forward this to Hash Raptor. And I said, yo, here you go. Here's something for your tank. Because he's doing the immersion with the oil. And I was like, here you go. Go track down one of these and throw it in the oil and find out what happens. Just as it is. Just nothing on the cooler. Just throw it in. Figure out what happens.
Yep.
Mind your biz raid.
Yo! So yeah, that actually, but
it's really cool.
Okay,
really
so
cool
the
technology.
card itself, scroll, move down. There we go. It's already got a custom backing plate for a custom cooler.
Right here. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I mean, originally these are in laptops, so specific laptops. Not all laptops have GPUs like this. Mainly Alienwares. Alienwares are a big one.
I couldn't imagine Alienware would use that because, and the reason why I say this is that the buy one slot,
how it's set in.
Right, the buy one doesn't give you
this.
This right,
is
that they're not. Yeah.
I'm talking about like these.
Yes.
This specific style of mobile GPU.
They usually put that all in line with the CPU. This way they can customize where the CPUs go.
Oh my gosh.
That's what you get for being there. But a lot of them that I usually see for laptops is they've got the VGA core and the CPU core sitting right next to each other. This way, they can lay the same heat pipe onto both of them.
I think I was.
I mean, not saying that they couldn't go down that route, but it definitely needs a custom. That board needs a custom solution. Yeah, but that board is special though. That's not a normal board.
This one?
Yes.
Oh, for sure.
So basically, the graphics card has to click in there like a RAM stick. If you see the card, you can see that it has a little notch in the middle.
Literally, the first thing I scroll over for Alienware.
Huh.
The 980.
Now that makes. I wonder which Alienware though. But nonetheless, I'd love to see the configuration for it.
Alienware 18, 17, R1, R2, R3, R4.
Okay, so it actually spans over a good vast majority of them. Wow, that's insane.
Was this specific? Yeah.
It makes it so proprietary that you can't. That if it breaks, you've got e-waste.
Right. So here's one right here. Original for Alienware.
I'd love to see their cooling solution on it.
Oh, for sure. I would just love to find like an actual graphics card like they have.
But the problem is that the BIOS on them are completely locked out. From hardware level, they've got certain things locked out of those cards 100%. And then you've got to pay attention to which variant you're looking at, because there's always been two versions of the cores for the 1080. They had the high power and the low power.
Yeah.
And they were interchangeable. So you've almost got to know which one you had. I know a lot of the lab. I'm not sure how bad Alienware is, because
$400.
I'm anti-Alienware. Oh wow, it's got an Intel backplate on it.
They're from Dell's. Alienware. So.
Yeah. Which, you know, it's like yeah, that's the reason why I've never like really researched into Alienware, is because it's Dell's rebranding now.
It's still crazy stuff to me.
Yeah,
I think it's really cool.
it is. It's pretty cool, but the problem is that they've got those things pulled down to where the card's pulling 80, 100 watts. You know, that's it. Right. Boom. It gives you like this small little marginal overclocking headroom on there, but they're pretty confined. And some of them are confined on hardware, and the rest are all in BIOS. I mean, yeah, you can manipulate the BIOS a little bit with, NV BIOS Editor. I mean, you can play with it that way. And actually get more performance out of the card, but you're still locked in.
Yeah, Snake.
But at the end of the you're locked in at the end of the day with those with all the mobile variants. It's an unfortunate see, but at the same time, it's like people have got to understand that they've got the batteries, so they're trying to give people the best performance with the lowest wattage.
The lowest amount of power draw.
Right, so that you can actually be gaming and working on it for 8 to 10 hours.
And produce less heat.
Yeah.
Less wattage, less heat.
Right. Because, like, each watt makes fucking, like, 3.25 or 3.14, I forget what it is, BTUs of heat. So, I mean, that's why some laptops are in furnaces on your lap, and that's because the CPU's taking 80 watts and the graphics card's taking 120. Now your leg's roasting.
Like, it's so hot. And the vents are at the very bottom pushing down.
Right on your legs.
Right under your legs. You're like, oh, right here it's starting to get hot. Like, and your keyboard gets hot.
Oh, yeah. And that's why, like, you know, people get pissed off. I don't want more heat, but I want all the performance. And it's like, you got to pick one, and it's like, and that's what makes them so horrible for mining too. Watching Brandon Coin sitting there mining on, I'm like, oh my god, no.
You see, he got to take those ones back.
Yeah.
So he mined on them for like a week or two, and then got to come back to Best Buy after that. I was like,
and broke because he fucking broke them.
That was legit. Good job, dude.
Yeah, I gave him props for getting his money back, but it's like, just because you see a bunch of people that set up a whole bedroom with laptops half perched open upside down, trying to vent whatever heat it can get out into a room, going, yeah, that's the only way you can get graphics cards. It's like, no, guys, stop.
I mean, he said he got them at a super good deal for, they were open boxes at his local Best Buy, so I assumed they were like super cheap.
Oh yeah, but it was still, it was like, still like $700-800. They were $700-800 a pop.
I mean, sure. I agree to this. I think it's like economically okay. No.
No.
I mean, does every hash matter? For sure.
Right.
Especially during the time when he was doing it, all the hash mattered at that point.
But not at the risk of a fire.
But I mean, they're not. I would say they're not, but.
I would say you have a bigger risk on setting your laptop on fire than you are to get the human malware virus.
I wouldn't use like my normal gaming laptop that I use, or
it's a Dell. Well, you're talking about using a Dell. Sacrifice it to Dell.
If I'm buying, I mean, I'm assuming this is what his mindset would be. It's like, if I'm buying a graphics card at $800 to mine with, and I can't get one right now, but I can buy this laptop for $800, and it'll mine just as good.
Not just
and I can just mine, and I can.
I'm just saying.
Anyway, you can mine, and I won't have to like add it to a rig, and it's only going to take a certain amount of wattage. Like, I get it.
The hash to watt ratio sucks. So you're.
I don't disagree with that. Like I said, economically, it's not like they're not the best thing to do. But no. I mean.
And dude, you're taxing.
All hashes matter, man.
You're taxing the battery. That's a fire hazard. You're taxing the poor power supply because nobody thinks about, hey, we should probably do a custom power supply solution and pull the battery. Then you're actually talking about, hey, I'm thinking safe that I would like to wake up tomorrow with my house not burnt down.
If the laptop accepts like no battery, like running,
it does
for sure.
They
definitely
do
remove the battery.
They do. All of them. Even
keeping them running and plugged in isn't like the best thing.
Even Apple laptops will run with just right off the power supply.
It's bad news. It is bad news, but I mean, I get it at times. Not saying that I would do it, but if I could not buy anything else, which here where I am, you don't get many options for graphics cards. I've thought about it multiple times. I'm like, I just need to just get a laptop and do it. I can get those. And I was like, nah, economic thing, yeah. But thought about it. I get where he's coming from.
I would even sit there and give people credit because it takes 2 seconds. Like, let's say you wanted to be lazy about it, and you're like, I'm just gonna if the main power supply dies, it's just gonna turn the computer off. Okay. Take the back cover off, unplug the damn battery because you're right there. Fire it up, get it mining, and keep the back cover off. And put some fans on them.
It's a bad idea in any form.
In any form, it is. It's a horrible idea. But if somebody were going to go down the route, and I've never seen anybody do it. I saw the guy that that one dude who set them all into a bookshelf.
Yeah.
Oh my God, those are like heat deprivation chambers.
What is it? Like the little cube shelves.
Yeah, they were like the cube ones, dude. I'm like, you got like little heat deprivation
like
centers.
IKEA cube shelves. God. You can't put them in a coffin. You're in your coffin to die.
Right.
Just don't seal the front of it so the fumes can come out.
Oh, good. That guy actually
there's nowhere for that heat to go.
He burnt up those laptops.
The ones at the bottom are probably the best ones. They're probably like, yay, we're at the bottom. We're not as hot.
Right, dude. Oh my God.
The ones at the top are like,
water! Just a little bit of water.
Just a little bit. Sprinkle a little bit. Yeah, it's just what I wanted.
Right?
Death.
Just kill me now. It's so hot. And he kept the back cover on.
The battery plugged in.
Right. It's like, if you're going to go down the route, commit to it. Don't just half-ass it.
Definitely happens.
But yes, never mind on laptops. No. It's like, I've got the wife's laptop here, and I leave her laptop alone. And I know how to crack her laptop open. I've already replaced the battery once, so I know how to unplug it.
I've already done this once.
Right.
There's actually a video of it on his channel.
Yes, there is. That was actually the first time I cracked it open. I was like, it took me
let's look at this turd.
I flipped it over. I'm like,
what we got here.
Where are all the screws? I'm like, I know there's got to be some underneath the rubber feet, and I found a couple of more. I'm like, okay, cool. I can do the video now. I can pull this apart. And I'm like going into it, and I'm like, oh God, there's a lot of shit in here.
Crack that turd. That's right. That's right. Crack that turd.
But it's like, I got her a decent Hewlett-Packard a laptop that with a nice touch screen on there.
You can say HP. It's okay.
And
you don't gotta say it by what it is. You can call it HP.
Okay, fine, HP. But what was nice that I liked about it is the upgradability to it.
Right on.
So I can replace the hard drive. That's awesome. I can remove and replace RAM on it. I can add bigger RAM modules to it. It was like I almost went through the whole computer while I opened it up. I'm like, oh man, I just want to take everything apart on this. But I wouldn't. I still wouldn't mind on that thing. It's like that. Them things are just so suffocated. Uh-oh.
Real mining.
Somebody hashing over there?
Yeah, that's the 5700. 6700.
6700.
Uptime 26 days.
Woo.
Stable 26 days.
Yeah, I just had to fight a bad riser on my 3080 rig. I mean, not my 3080 rig.
Right
my 580 rig. I mean, fucking GPU 2 decided to disappear. Don't know when, but then it moved all the GPUs up one because it was Hive, so everything got repopulated, and then two more card, and then two more graphics card decided to like hash itself out, going, we're here, but your overclocks, no.
Hey, we don't like this.
And then I'm like sitting there like, I pulled that same.
We're gonna put our foot down.
I pulled out the third GPU out of there, and I'm like, oh, what's this dirt that's sitting right here? Pull it out. I'm like, oh, that's not dirt. That's a fan blade. I looked at it and I'm like, oh, we got Mr. Bobbles. Whoop, 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 whoop. Oh yeah.
Touching the shroud just a little bit.
I'm thinking, yeah, I want to pull them apart really bad. I've actually got one where I've got two of the GPUs in there are gonna have a little clearance issue, just a little bit. So the one fan, it works. The fans, there's nothing wrong with the fan. But I was de-dusting them and stuff, and I flipped the card over, and I see like a machining shave mark. I'm like, oh wow, what's this? I'm like, it's in an arc. I'm like, that's a fan.
Hey, that's not normal.
I looked at the other card and I'm like, oh hey, look, you can actually machine metal with plastic. I did not know this.
A little bit out of step.
Right? And it was getting hot enough that it actually smoothed out the blades a little bit right there. I was like, nice. Wow. I'm like, the carnage.
How nice of
it. Right. So I'm kind of looking forward to pulling the shrouds off of it and seeing if the server fans can keep those things cool enough afterwards. I would think so, because you're going to be like taking off like a 1/4 of an inch to a 1/2 inch worth of shroud and fan in front of the radiator. So it's going to be like tunnels in between all the cards.
Huh.
Be amazing.
Like it. I think it would work. I mean, Panda did it with some of his cards. I'd imagine it would be good on those.
Right, because I got them in a 4U, so it's not too tall, and there's 6 Delta fans in the case, running 250 CFM each fan.
Baller.
So
I'm looking at ordering some of those clone from Thermaltake fans. They're the clone of the Noctua fans. Looking at getting some of those to put those on the FPGA rig, since it's summertime. That like coolant is just not staying cool. Like it is, like it's staying definitely cool enough, but nowhere near like it should. And those fans weren't meant to be, those are like Pace fans, you know what I mean? They weren't meant to be AIO fans. So I think, plus like one of them starting to slow down, and I think that's because it's like they're like working harder than they normally do.
So yeah, I did that with whenever I had the FPGAs still rolling before the dies decided to crack on them. I had 4 Delta fans. I was like, man, either I'm gonna blow these fins out or this thing is gonna stay real cool, and it lowered the heat headroom on there. I never felt hot air blowing out of it ever.
Right on.
The coolant was, whenever I would grab my reservoir, the reservoir was like lukewarm. I mean, my S9 pumps out hotter air than that reservoir was, even with the room as hot as it was. So temperature wise, that's not what happened to those cards, because I never hit the thermal throttling headroom.
Right. I mean, like I said, plus like they were used first of all before you, and so you have no physical idea of what they did.
Right.
Especially if they didn't. Especially like, oh my gosh, like just thinking about it, like, oh, like what if they ran them on like stock like coolers and like just like let them go, like.
It's like hopefully with the stock cooler they put the Sanyo Screamer on it.
I hope so.
Right.
I got both Sanyo Screamers still with my fans. Oh, I hate those things.
Right.
They're so loud.
But you're moving air volume, and that's
so much air.
That's what you're looking for.
So much air.
I mean,
if I ever had to move some air, like I would use those, 100%. But I have water block, so I don't need to use it. I don't need the
Hey, John Jermaine,
like
I've actually seen people doing that. He's like, now you're talking, Mr. Nemesis. Airflow is a solution. Strap a Noxo on those bad babies and change out the air in the room 100 times a minute.
Right on.
I've seen people do that where they put like a wall of radiator fans for, just like blocked out the window with high static pressure fans from
in like Noxua fans.
Oh yeah, they were like really good hot like Noxua style fans, but they were Delta fans. I mean, let's be real.
I can only imagine like with a wall of like Delta, nothing behind them to stop, like to minimize the air, like the noise that comes off of those.
Oh God,
just.
Oh yeah, they've got this like
this screaming, constantly.
Oh okay,
Noxua.
so they're not bad, because like you got to think of how many Delta fans I'm using right now.
Oh my gosh, this is 3-phase 3,000 RPM Noxua industrial fans. My gosh.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking. That I've seen them before. People just having a wall, and they're like, "Dude, we are."
I bet those things are quiet, just because they're Noxious.
No.
No.
No. You're no longer like if you don't if you've got a couple of them sitting on there, you better have a good brace on there to hold those fans where they're gonna sit, because it's
they're not batting down.
They're gonna, because you got to think if you get dealt like anything that's
power and quiet.
PWM and quiet and less hot. Once they spool, as long as they're not hitting the 3,000 RPM range, you're good to go.
Right on.
The ones that I have, they're spooled. They spool up to 5,000 or about 5,000 or 6,000 RPM, something like that. Especially the A6, dude. You start up an S9, and that's almost 6,000 RPM. And I've got a room of them, so I've got 4. I have 4 server cases. Each one of the server cases has 6 Delta fans in there. I've got 3 E3s. Those have 2 Delta fans a pop on there. And then I got my S9, which has 2 Delta fans on there. So I open up this door that's sitting right to my left here, and the world will hear the angry bees, the hornet's nest. But does the but the question of the stream though, I mean, is do you think with moving forward that we are going to hit the one hell of a bear market for mining?
Maybe. If Ethereum is your thing.
No, and I will say that because Ethereum has brought so many people on board, come next month, whenever they do this, and all these miners that have been depending on the ROI aspect, or they need the rig to pay for the electric because they're paying, they're in California with the outrageous electric rates out there.
Right.
And now they just went below profitability threshold. Then after that you're just like there's gonna be a hell of a bear market, because you're gonna have everybody going, what's profitable? I was promised Lambos. I want my Lambo now. I'm mining. I'm supporting the network. You need to take care of me. Where's my handout? It's like, keep hashing, It's like keep hashing, or sell me
keep hashing,
or sell me all of your equipment.
There are plenty of other coins to mine.
Just not at the profitability.
Will you be as profitable? No, definitely not.
And especially right at first, you're going to see the biggest hash rate dispersion through all these networks, and they're looking at all the same things everybody else is. So don't think that you're going to sit there and find the gem. It's not going to happen. You're going to find everybody trying to clamor into whatever's going to earn them the most fiat. You're going to have the biggest fiat race. You're going to watch a ton of these smaller coins just get devastated with hash rate. And people might think, hey, this is probably a good thing. We're going to put hash rate onto your network. And it's like, no, not when these people are only looking at fiat. They got into crypto for the wrong reason.
And make more Bitcoins, yeah.
Right, and people don't understand that. It's all about stacking sats and hodling.
Show you stacking sats. I keep on mining. Find the dip.
I mean, that's what the OG people do. But I mean, you got to think about it this way. If you see a big enough of a mining hit like that, you will see bigger farms just... I'm just going to turn it off right now. Let this market cool down a little bit. Especially...
Imagine GPU farms that are mining Ethereum.
Right. They're going to have... they're going to have to shut stuff down because, like Bitsby Trippin's farm. He's got a shit ton of GPUs. He's probably paying $15,000 to $20,000 a month in electric. It's like, yeah, he's and now he's putting in the bigger expense of doing liquid immersion mining himself.
It's so sexy.
And yes, it's cool and everything like that, and it's very efficient for cooling solutions. Because you could put all the radiators outside, so the building itself, you're actually dropping building temperature, which that's amazing. But now you've got more equipment that costs you money, and then you also have the electric to run a pump, industrial fans on radiators, and then you've got to have a good filtration system on there. You're going to have general maintenance on the equipment itself. Do I want to do immersion mining? Oh, hells yeah. It's just people got to understand what they're getting into, and that ROI is a lie.
Buy the dip. Buy the dip, mine the dip.
Oh yeah, crypto world, always buy the dip.
Mine the pump.
Mine the dip. Mine the pump.
Buy the pump too. Tell you, it's okay. It's okay to buy all the pumps. DCA, it doesn't matter. It'll all average out.
Right. Oh yeah, and then all the Circle K's are gonna start having crypto ATMs.
All Circle K's. We got tons of those here.
Oh yeah. I was helping Nefarious with his buddy setting up displays in a bunch of them.
I'm very interested. I mean, because I'm into DeFi, right? So I know you're not, but since I am, and it makes sense for me with the parallel assets of Flux, especially with their news possibly getting listed into Coinbase, their application get added on Coinbase, which is really awesome. I love to see that. But they're looking at allowing you to mine for parallel assets. Their parallel assets allow you to go into like DeFi chain, or basically an LP token. Flux BNB, Flux ETH, Flux KDA. They're basically an LP token. So I find that interesting because DeFi is a big thing right now. So getting some of your earnings over there isn't such a bad thing for me, in my thought. Because the way things are going. You gotta store your nuts for the winter, you know what I mean? Store your nuts to make more nuts. But that's just me. Not financial advice.
Right.
I'm gonna teach you heart.
Ugh. Fucking shit coiners.
Depends on the coin. Alright.
All alts.
There's wrapped Bitcoin.
All alts are designed to take Bitcoin away from you. Yes, you can make money on scams.
They're not all scams. I am definitely a safer DJ. I've seen a lot of people get wrecked. I have been wrecked like a few times, but I also don't bet the house on anything.
I'm not saying you bet the house, but it's like
I've definitely won way more than I put in. Definitely, like value wise, not dollar value, because of course price is down right now. But like of the amount that I put in, value wise of Subcoin, which at the time was BNB, I have earned back more BNB than I put in.
Yeah. I mean that's the whole trading thing to me. And the thing is though, and people forget this. A lot of people. I'm not, and I know you're not. A lot of people. You're my home dog, but a lot of people fail to forget that these other assets, they're not holding on to their coin. They're holding on to Bitcoin. They're holding on to Ethereum. And they're giving you your whatever their token is or their garbage and going
their
here.
Their own native token, yes.
Here, we're now trading. So now we're backed up by this over here. They don't care if the price goes like this because they know that the only way it goes up is if Bitcoin rises, which means that the Bitcoin that they have.
I have seen Bitcoin price go up and farms go down.
Yeah.
But all farm tokens, like native farm tokens, are designed to go to zero. Like all of them.
Right.
100%. I never hold farm tokens for very long. Ever. I always move them into main tokens of said DeFi network I'm in. So like on the smart chain, go to BNB, like BUSD, stable coin and native BNB. Ethereum, if I was doing Ethereum, DeFi, Ethereum, and like USDC or USDT. Right now, probably not USDT. They're kind of in some hot water. It's like USDT. And if I'm in Polygon, I'm holding Matic or USDC in Matic. I try to stay away from degen tokens. Try to convert those as fast as possible. Regardless, it's like DCAing, because I don't care what the price is of those tokens. I just sell them as I get them. Usually, sometimes I don't. There are a few that I keep, like Cake, things like that. Projects that like actually earn me a good yield. That's just me. Gotta stay away from the scammy ones though.
I would rather sit there and take the same amount of Bitcoin that you put into there,
right,
and buy more graphics cards because the graphics cards will outperform in the long run.
I just bought a 3070 Ti with gains in a down market with like DeFi like earnings.
I'm not saying that you can't make
just
money.
Earnings.
I'm not saying that you can't make money. Nowhere did I say that you can't.
Oh yeah, Bunny had a bad encounter, and it happened again too on the Polygon network. As soon as they opened up the sushi farms, because sushi is a lending platform.
Yeah, and they're gonna repeatedly have this issue. Yeah, this is normal. This is how they fucking wreck you. They're like, hey guys, come to the casino. We're gonna take it from you. Don't worry, guys. We got you.
We'll be gentle this time. I promise.
It's like I would rather not gamble with my. It's like I'm not a big gambler. I mean, that's what it really boils down to. I'm not into crypto to sit there and go to the casino.
For sure. For sure. I definitely have like my percentages that go like back and straight into Bitcoin. Of course. Everybody has their own plans and thoughts, but it's everyone's different adventure. Yeah.
But all roads lead back to Bitcoin, though.
That's correct.
I'm just saying. So
I always stack more sats,
whatever your
always.
adventure is in crypto, it always comes back to yo.
It better. if you get wrecked, that means you didn't go back to Bitcoin.
Right. So I just cut the chase and be like, yeah, I don't hold on to this garbage.
Got my.
That's why I don't promote anything.
Ti
I don't
comes
talk
Tuesday.
about anything other than Bitcoin.
The 3070 Ti comes Tuesday. Excited. My SafePal wallet, which holds, of course, DeFi coins, but also Bitcoin, stuff like that. But that's not the point, is that it's air gapped. I like it. That's cool stuff. Air gapped is legit. Doesn't connect to any kind of internet, any kind of Wi-Fi. It's an air gapped device, which is cool.
Oh, did you see the
still
air
has
gap?
to connect to a wallet, but
did you see cool. The air gapped one for Bitcoin?
Yes, that one is super cool.
That one's baller. They did it right. That is a true 100% air gap wallet. The other 100%. Device never touches anything.
It was who was it? Was it Shield or whatever?
I'm not sure if it was Shield Folio doing that. I think they showed it.
I think I know they showed it.
Right. I know they showed it. I forget who made it though.
It was cool as crap though.
Oh hells yeah! I mean it was just 2 Raspberry Pis, but only one of them was hooked up to the internet.
Fantastic stuff.
And that just shows. It shows you should be able to have have it come onto any card and air gap a credit card at that point. It's like, oh my god, solutions.
So, not credit card companies, but businesses getting hacked.
Oh yeah,
that's where that usually happens. It's not on the credit card company side. It's on the credit card, or the business that's accepting the credit card.
Actually, it's not the business either, because you're basically paying for a membership to have the credit card readers.
Right. And they have to pay the fee, which is freaking outrageously insane.
Oh yeah, depending on who they're getting their credit card reader from. Some of them were as bad as 20% of the sale.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
And then some of the ones nowadays, they're better about it. It's like 4 or 5% of the sale.
Still, that's a lot.
Yep. That's like some of the reasons why. Like I tell customers when I'm working on their cars, be like, "Yo, I'll give you a discount if you give me straight cash or Bitcoin."
A lot of places are like that.
Yep. Especially the little
that are just cash businesses.
Yeah,
now.
Little Latino muffler shops and stuff. They're like, "Oh, you got cash? I charge you $20 less."
And then taco trucks, food vendors on the side of the road. Like local ones. Oh yeah, we'll take cash. We won't charge you tax though. But if we have to run your card, we'll charge you tax because we gotta pay a little extra.
Well, they have to pay the taxes on the money, but then they can, because it's cash, they don't have to claim the full amount the whole day.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
You learn about that if you're a waitress or a waiter. You learn that real quick. And when you get cash tips, you're like, I don't gotta claim that this actually exists. Like this is. But all those credit card tips, yeah, you can't avoid those.
Actually, here they the managers the managers make the waiters claim their tips at the end of the night. Oh yeah.
Some places. I've worked for those places that will do that. Some that have asked for you to claim, and some that are claim your credit card tips, of course, but. Cash tips. It's cash. I mean, who's gonna know?
Right.
So, yeah. What's up, Pocket Change?
Yo.
Oh, popping to say hi to my 2 favorites.
Yo.
I won't go over to You May in Stream right now and say that. Which I know you're over there too. You're just stopping to say hi anyway while you're double streaming. Because you're awesome.
Yo.
Right before we head out of here anyway. But yeah. Appreciate it. Trying to get hotted.
So I mean, at the end of the day, I don't see mining being dead. We're gonna have some bear market blues here coming up. But once we get on the other side of it, it's not gonna be January and February with ETH. No. Where everybody was like a rock star mining, going, yeah, look at all the gains. I got this old school card and it's hashing like a monster. And then when you go into the bear market on mining, and you're realizing, oh wait a minute, it was just price was up. My Satoshis were actually down even back then for the dollar amount that it is now.
Yep.
And that's like brings it up to another thing that
haven't changed, but the price has.
Right. So I sit there and it's like I try telling people it's like yeah, you can gamble with these altcoins and hold on to them and hope for a pump. But on average, if you sit there and exchange either by the end of the week or on every payout, or like the end of the day for all your payouts, if you're getting multiple ones, if you're only getting one payout a day or one every 2 weeks, you do a payout and buy, trade it for Bitcoin right away, you'll notice that you'll hold value a lot better. But I mean,
just like when you buy Bitcoin, no matter the price, but you just buy a specific amount every single week or something. You know what I mean? You notice that you're holding value quite more, even though you're buying at even higher prices.
Right.
The value's still better.
Right. And it's like, and where if you sit there and you look at a lot of these altcoins, I mean, yeah, there's ones that have like good movement on there. Ethereum trades pretty decently, so it's got a lot of liquidity in the market for it. So yes, there'll be volume traders on there, so price comes up. There's a few other ones that are kind of like that, not to the extent of Ethereum, of course, but they're it's like the rest of them intrinsically. They drop in value faster than they raise, and whenever Bitcoin pulls back, they pull back harder. And then you can sit there and sit on a speculative coin, be spec mining a little bit, and watch the flock move over to another algorithm, and you can wait for that algorithm to make profitability for yourself so that you can buy more Bitcoin. And you can leave one rig on a spec coin and just pull in a coin because everybody went over here because, oh, it's profitable, Ethereum's the shit. And then you got some of these other speculative coins where you're like, difficulty just dropped by 40%. I'll leave at least one rig here. Wow, that one rig is hashing like my farm did.
I agree. What up, Shuby?
What's up?
When LHR/Windows 11 tests. After I get my 3070 Ti. As soon as I get that, I'll be able to do that.
Oh, I tried because I've only plugged in my 3080 Ti in the Hive and had an actual hash on it. I mean, not Hive, Windows. Hive doesn't see it. Like, it sees a card, but it's got that weird call out for it. Like, it doesn't know what memory's in it. It recognizes it as an LHR card. Yeah, it's like what did it called it out as NVIDIA.
NVIDIA Corporation.
No, not corporation. Just said NVIDIA. And then in parentheses it had Gigabyte 3080 Ti LHR.
Very nice.
And I'm like, it's an Asus. So I'm like any other normal.
That's not right.
Right? So
I was like, all right, that's cool. But it's an Asus card, not me. Oh yeah, we have an issue.
So I'm like, okay, well maybe the kernel is like so out of date, I need to update the kernel for those. So I updated the driver kernel. Nothing changed. So I've been having issues with Hive, and I don't understand why, but like some of their updates don't work right.
Well, if you watch them, sometimes Hive has a kernel update, and if you update some of the stuff without the kernel update, like making sure you do it right, they give you an issue.
Yeah.
I've seen it happen a couple of times. Very rare, but it does happen.
I have an issue especially on the AMD motherboard. The Intel
Usually
boards,
just
I don't have an issue with it. So I bricked one USB completely. It went right in the read-only mode. I was like, oh god. So I grabbed one of my good sticks and put it in there, and I'm like, okay, I'll deal with this. And
yeah, it usually fixes it. Gonna need to delete fresh install. Usually, if you see a kernel update like in your update list that's about to happen, it's best just to like download the newest version of Hive.
You see, I've got the latest version of Hive, and I've re-downloaded it, and it's the same.
Before you delete it, you make sure you save your rig config, and then
no, you don't have to do all that. You don't have to say. You don't have to go into the USB to do that, though. You could just go pull up the dashboard and copy it from there.
Well, your overclocks and stuff. If you grab the thing from your overclock settings, take it out, keep it.
You don't even have to do that.
Reflash and just throw it all back in. It'll just go right back into what it was doing.
You don't even have to do that. I swear to God. I have reflashed this USB in the last week 3 different times. And all I transferred over was the config. That's it. But if I pull it out and I put it into my PC to take a look at the files and everything, I'll see the overclocking files. So you don't have to go. You only need the config file. That is it. Unless you change something on the rig side, which if you're grabbing the overclocks, you're acting like you haven't changed anything, because if you move the GPUs around onto a different slot, moving the config file over is for the overclock.
Oh, isn't gonna.
No. For sure, Shuby.
Later, Shuby. Yes, config file.
Yep.
Nice. Cool.
Let me save you some time, my man.
Yeah, it's just one file.
Right. But that's an extra click, and that's not efficient.
Whatever.
You can just drag, click one time, pull it out, good to go.
It's okay. I appreciate that.
I'm all about efficiency.
Confirming.
It's about getting that rig back up and hashing, man. It's bad enough that it takes forever to reflash a USB.
It does, man.
Oh my god. And don't think having a good CPU makes any difference. I have USB 3.0.
Makes all the difference.
My USB stick is 3.0. I've got a Threadripper in here. It doesn't put any data on there any faster.
For sure. Yeah, once the 3070 Ti gets here, I'll be running Windows 11 on the test bench. We'll be able to see what happens.
Right.
I've
still got
I've been doing some research, and there was someone saying that they've been using some of the miners on Windows 11 since the last development update.
Yep, it's all Trojans.
Not just that, it's just that it makes me curious, because they say that, and the fact that they say that and haven't had any issues. But there was a few miners that are just like flawlessly working, just as normal. Makes me think that it's not.
I don't think that it shouldn't be an issue, because you should be able to, you can go in there and disable Windows Defender. I'm
talking about Windows 11.
Yeah, right, the actual Windows 11. I mean, for their defense that's built into Windows itself, you can turn that off. Or I haven't played with the Windows 11, but it's supposed to have a lot of the same functionality that Windows 10 had. So I should be able to make a file and make an exemption, and you're good to go. And anything that's in that file is automatically exempt. That's how I download all of my miners and unpack them in that one file.
Right on.
I haven't fought Windows Defender in a couple of years. I'll be pissed if fucking Windows 11 takes that functionality away. Such a pain in the ass. Especially when you go to launch the miner and it says that the launch is not there. It's like, what do you mean it's not there? All right, so anybody got any questions before we pop up out of here? Ask now, or forever hold your peace.
Right, it's getting hot. Question for me. Is my door shut?
Okay, so there's
no airway to get the air out. I'm like,
okay,
no,
okay. Here, now hear me out. I have 3 1200 watt fluorescents right here to light this beautiful face. And then I've got 5 GPUs behind me. Even with the AC, this chair is kind of hot.
I believe it.
I'm sweating over here underneath the lights. I feel like I'm in underneath an interrogation light.
I have an AC vent in to this office, and that's it. Once I shut the door, like, there's no way. All the doors are shut. There's no way for the air to get out. And you got all the GPUs behind me, the FPGA right below it, the test bench over here, and you have the other rig right over there. I'm like, oh yeah. So as soon as I shut those doors, it's like, dude. As soon as I can't get the air like coming in between the two, it's like
36. I mean, I'm running almost 6,000 watts right here, right now.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely not even ready for that. I'm gonna go ahead and walk away.
It's like I'm actually roasting over here. Yo, what up, Batman?
Yes, make a dummy folder. Oh. Alright, yeah, FAs, that's right, FAs, guys, FAs in the chat. FA.
Because DCA Adventure is rated F for fucking awesome.
That's right. That is right. You're all amazing. Love you all.
And then for anybody, if you guys are new, definitely subscribe. Make sure you smash that Lizzie like button. Make sure that the bell notification is either turned on or just turn it on for the first time. This way you get to know all the times that we go live and drop these knowledge bombs out to you guys.
If it doesn't let you turn the bell on, unsubscribe and resubscribe.
Right.
I've actually had to do it myself on a few channels. So I'm like, what? Why can't I turn it on? I was like, you can't do it. You can't do it. Unsubscribe, resubscribe, bell notification.
Right.
And it works. I don't know.
It's because that's how YouTube censors.
YouTube's a weird one.
Oh yeah.
That's right. Stay savage. That's for sure cool.
Yes.
We love you all, guys. We love you, Savage. We miss you.
Right.
Guess y'all see Jay tomorrow.
Yeah. Don't forget, you want to know what the weather of Bitcoin's going to be for the next week? Gotta wait for tomorrow for Jay the Weatherman.
Weatherman Jay.
Right.
Coming in hot. It's a news forecast.
Right.
It's your weekly Bitcoin forecast.
It's like, yeah, Batman, I'm in the hot seat right now. It's like I don't even feel the AC unit that's going on behind me because like I got the green screen right here. It's like walled in heat.
That's why I quit putting my green screen down. During the wintertime it was okay, but during the summertime I was like, no, it's blocking off like extra airflow and like movement of any air, and I'm like, because there is a fan behind me. It's like right over there.
You should get like another fan to like blow air right onto you. You know, treat yourself like a mining rig. You know.
That one's on a spin when I'm over here. It rotates and just blows there.
Oh, so you get the
hot ass
air.
And then the rig gets the rig's like, yay. And I'm like, yay.
And then
I'm like, oh, and then the
yay.
rig goes, yay. me and the rig, we share pain.
Oh, that's
only
too
fair.
funny. Only too funny. That's too funny. All right, guys. Well, we'll definitely see you all tomorrow. Stay tuned. Be back here tomorrow. Do we know what time? Do we know what time he's going to be doing this, or is he going to be random about this?
He'll either do it in the afternoon or at night. That's all I got for him.
So sometime tomorrow. Stay tuned.
The moment that he has free time away from his family, and then if he doesn't get any free time, then he does it at nighttime.
Right.
When the hoodlums go away.
Right. So, all right, guys. We'll definitely catch you all on the next one.
Later, guys.
Later, grits. Oh.